What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big Saturday, January 16th NCAA basketball show. So you want to check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Max is not happy. Max is going to get that cash for us. That's what I think is going to happen. Let's get paid in full. Enjoy your weekend. But most importantly, make some money. Then we move on to the fourth game, 2 p.m. Eastern. We go to the MEAC. Coppin State Eagles, 3-8, 2-0 in conference. Morgan State Bears, 5-3, 1-1 in conference. We're at the Hill Fieldhouse in Baltimore, Maryland, a great city that I miss very much. And I thought coming back to Toronto would allow me to go down to Baltimore for sports like this. And the pandemic has stopped that from happening. But as soon as it's fixed, I'll be rolling down in Baltimore. Morgan State opening up as 7-point favorites. That's quickly moved to 8. This total opens at 149.5 and is now 150.5, and there is a 151 on the board. Start with Coppin State. Snapped a 4-game losing streak with back-to-back home wins on January 4th and 5th over lowly Delaware State. They are a much better team with DeJuan Clayton on the floor. He hadn't been in the lineup since December 6th. In the 2 games against Coppin State, he barely left the floor. In the first one, he goes for 32 points, 6 assists, and 5 boards. How about telling your teammates that you're back with that kind of a performance? In the second one, 18 points, 6 assists, and 5 boards. He's needed desperately on a team that hits just 37.8 from the field, 27.5% from 3, and 58% from the foul line. Ugly, ugly shooting numbers. Now let's talk about the Bears. Morgan State had their 3-game winning streak snapped in the 89-85 loss at Norfolk State on the second half of a back-to-back against them on Saturday and Sunday. 6'4" junior Dorian Ware exploded out of nowhere for 30 points, 10 boards in the loss. 6'9" senior Troy Baxter, we've talked about him on the show, leads the Bears 17.3 points per game, hits 48.7% from 3. Nice for a 6'9" senior to be able to drop that kind of action from the perimeter. As a team, they hit just 43.5% from the field, but they can 38.7% from 3. Interesting spot. Morgan State becoming a bigger favorite by the minute, Max. We're in the MEAC. Take it away, Coppin State, Morgan State.
Yeah, let me tell you something, Jen. Let me tell you. I like this Morgan State team. I think you already know that. I like them better as a fucking dog, that's for sure. But in this spot against Coppin State, yes, Coppin State is talented. Coppin State is well coached by Juan Dixon. They have their point guard back in DeJuan Clayton. But Anthony Tark is still somewhat inconsistent from the three-point line. DeJuan Clayton, he's not a 40% three-point shooter, so having a great scoring output in one game is great. Hopefully he doesn't show up again. And with Kobe Thomas, this is the guy that you got to keep off the rim. You got to keep him off the glass. You got to keep him on the outside. You know, he'll take the 3. That's what you want him to do. But if he's going in for close proximity shots, you're in trouble. But with this Morgan State team, what they do, they can score the basketball. They can put you behind quick, and they can come back from a deficit. I like how this offense is humming. I can regularly count on them to score 75 points. I think that this is a team that obviously has a lot of transfer talent that they brought in. Troy Baxter, you can't stop him, really. He can only stop himself. With Lagio Granson, he's a deadly sniper, and most people aren't really giving him that freaking know-how or that respect. I think that with Malik Miller, he's come in and he's quietly averaged double-digit points. And you mentioned Dorian Ware, the Jacksonville State transfer. The kid's a beast, and as he gets more comfortable in the system, you're going to start to see all these transfers that Morgan State has assembled to come out and be literally the best team in this conference. I think also you're not even talking about the contributions of Trevor Moore so far and Sharon Wright. There's just a lot of weapons on this team. I just think that with Coppin State, the way that they shoot the basketball is just not pleasant. It's not sexy. They're not going to freaking stay in games against a team like this with performances like that. I think that with Morgan State, this is a team that has to win on the offensive glass. They have to shoot the 3 well, which is pretty hard for them to do. The one thing that I'm worried about in this game, Jim, is how does Coppin State's three-point shooting match up against Morgan State's three-point defense, which we know is close to 40%. I think that we see a little bit of reverse. I think that that defense that we've seen Morgan State come up with comes up a little stronger. And I think that with Coppin State, if you can keep them low scoring in the first half to like 30 to like 33 points, I think you're going in with close to a double-digit halftime lead. And if you can hold it in the second half, which that's the one area, that's the other area of concern I have for Morgan State, well, then it is what it is. In the end, my numbers tell me that Morgan State should be a double-digit favorite. I don't see double digits. I'll take the favorite. Give me more Morgan State, Jim. Thank you very much. And I have the hiccups.
Morgan State, you can get a -7.5 over at FanDuel, -7 at Circa. And let's see if Bet365 can possibly beat that, as they give us a nice number with Citadel.
I would love a 6.5.
And no, we're not getting anything over there. -7 at Circa, -110.
Sounds good to me.
Let's lock that in right now, Max. Morgan State Bears -7 at -110 over at Circa.